Alright, let's talk about one of the most misunderstood metaphors in all of Christianity: Jesus and his bride. You've probably heard it said that the church is the bride of Christ, but what does that actually mean? And why did people 2,000 years ago think this image was so powerful? Let's rewind to the 1st century, ancient Israel. Picture narrow, bustling streets, people in flowing linen robes, the hum of marketplaces, and a culture where weddings weren't just a party. They were the pinnacle of celebration, the very heartbeat of community. Marriages back then weren't swiped right on a screen, they were meticulously arranged, with promises stretching for months or even years before the bride and groom ever lived together. Here's how it worked. A groom would leave his family home, travel to the bride's house, and propose a covenant, an unbreakable promise. If she accepted, he'd return home, spend months preparing a place for her, sometimes literally building an extra room onto his father's house. Only when everything was ready would he come back, often in the middle of the night, with shouts and music to bring his bride home for the wedding feast. Now, why does that matter? Because when Jesus called himself the bridegroom, his listeners would have instantly pictured all of this. They understood he was saying, I'm making a promise, I'm preparing a place, and I'm coming back. But here's where people get it twisted. When we talk about the bride of Christ, we're not talking about one person or even a romantic love story in the way we think of it today. The bride is the entire community of believers, the church, united across time and space. It's not about gender or a literal marriage, but about intimacy, commitment, and unbreakable love between Christ and his people. Imagine it, a groom who's gone to prepare the most beautiful home, promising to return for the one he adores. That's the imagery. It's about anticipation, faithfulness, and a joy so overwhelming the whole city would celebrate. So, when I say Jesus is coming back for his bride, I'm talking about a promise rooted in ancient ceremony, echoing with the hope of reunion and the security of never being abandoned. It's not a weird, cringy metaphor, it's a tapestry of history, culture, and love, woven together to remind us we belong and we are loved beyond measure. Next time you hear the church is the bride of Christ, picture that midnight procession, the lamps burning, the music rising, and a love story that's been unfolding for centuries, waiting for its glorious finale.